we doing? We're thinning. We're thinning on the ground. Come on. I thought you guys were going to say you've moved up the front. You know how to get the free samples, don't you? Yeah. It's no good at the back there. Anybody up the front has got the smarts. You see, you missed an opportunity of moving up a bench. I think you got chatting, didn't you? Well, hello, Metopia. Are we still okay? We're still hanging in there? Yeah, are we all well fed, well watered? Ish. Are we ready for some more food? Okay, so this is our penultimate demo. Very good. Yeah. Well, as I like to say, headliner. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for hanging out with us. You are at the hallowed grounds of the cutting room stage. This is where we get to talk to chefs from all over the world about global barbecue, what makes them tick, why they do the crazy things they do with fire. We get to know them. And of course, we get the two favorite things ever, my two favorite Fs, free food. No, everybody goes quiet at that bit, don't they? So my name's Sam. I'm from Hangfire Barbecue. Thank you very much. There we go. There's Mum over there in the corner. She's never very far. So we've been coming to Metopia since 2016. Usually you would find me and my team trading there outside the quay on some crazy invention that we've made. But I've hung up my tongs this weekend to try and entertain you a little bit on the stage. Have some quality bants, as we say, and just try and help you understand a little bit more about these chefs and who they are and what they'll be cooking. So it's important for any festival these days to keep them independent, keep them authentic. So we do have some sponsorship by two of my favorite brands. We've got House of Charcoal, which are providing us this beautiful fuel to cook on, sustainable British charcoal. We always say if you care about what you're cooking, for example, your meat or your veggies, you should care about what you cook over. And British charcoal is responsible for keeping and maintaining beautiful woodlands, and it's also regenerative as well. So you're actually doing the environment a favor. You can get any of these on House of Charcoal. It's a great resource. They've aggregated all the British charcoal makers, and you can just go online, you can nerd out, you can buy single species, you can buy cherry wood, you can buy all sorts of stuff. So check them out. They're supporting an artisan production and an artisan market as well. And then we have these lovely kits that were sponsored for us. So this is the Monolith. This is Nascua. This is George. Say hi, George. So George is from Black Box Barbecue. George actually made this and invented this. So this is kind of like a tabletop parrilla, and it's just an absolutely awesome piece of kit. I've got one. I love to cook on it. You're very clever, George. George has got a background in stage design and theatre design, so he's got a passion for the dramatic. Haven't you? So you can find George. He's just up in the quayside, or he's right here. And you can totally nerd out about barbecues with George if you like to. And George, are we still offering the 0.1% discount if they mention my name? 10%. 10%? Well, 10% if you say Sam sent me? Look at that. Come on. Who's got a barbecue? Who wants a barbecue? Yes, come on, get yourself in there. There's the other half of Hangfire there. That's Shauna. Shauna and I are usually there sweating, looking like we've been fired out of cannons on the quayside. But anyway, I'm nice and clean this time. So anyway, without further ado, I've got to introduce you to these next two chefs. Just incredible women doing incredible things with a huge backstory who I absolutely love. So please welcome to the stage, your warmest Metopia welcome for Sammy and Mel Brown from Brixton Laundry. Woo!
I feel like...
Here come the girls, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Oh, that's a good
well,
reception.
You're a friendly bunch.
Whistling.
Hello. How are we
Oh,
going?
girls, it's great to see you.
Aww.
Great to see us. So Sammy's not mic'd up, so she's decided she's not going to talk.
She
we
doesn't
might
want to
get
talk
a
to you
radio
folk.
mic. Let's see how it goes. We've got another silent Jay and Bob thing going on here. So Mel, welcome. It's your first
Hello.
time at Metopia.
I was a Metopia virgin before today.
Well, and the thing that you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, to come to Metopia, to be invited to trade, like the team have to decide. So you can't just apply to be here. You can't just apply to be a chef. You have to be invited. And and you're usually invited if you're pretty badass. So I'm glad they've asked you along, Mel. And so, Mel, what are you cooking? Because where are you? You're in the bird cage, aren't you?
We're in the bird cage on the lower ground floor, yeah. Right in the middle. And we're doing sticky miso lamb ribs. Lamb ribs not from New Zealand. Even though I'm from New Zealand, the lamb is not from New Zealand.
Well, I mean, as long as it's Welsh, I don't mind. Is it Welsh? It's probably Welsh, isn't it?
Where is it from, Chef? It's Welsh.
It's Welsh. And then, so just quickly before we get into it, what are you going to cook for us today? I know what you're going to cook. This is literally one of my most favourite dishes ever. But tell us, Chef, what are you cooking?
Today we are cooking Bavette Steak with Café de Paris butter. So this is a signature dish from our restaurant, The Laundry, in Brixton. So we're based on Cold Harbour Lane, part Kiwi, part bistro, part British.
I love that. So you're our first Antipodeans on the stage. So Sammy's from Australia. So were you born and raised in New Zealand, or did you?
I was. My mum's from Switzerland.
Oh, you're part Swiss too.
I'm part Swiss, but grew up in New Zealand. So lived in New Zealand until I was 20, and then I've been living here for the last few years.
Whereabouts in New Zealand? Whereabouts in New Zealand?
I grew up in Auckland.
Well, that's the only place I've been in New Zealand.
Is it?
Auckland. Yeah, I loved it.
What did you do in Auckland?
Well, just, we were on a world tour. I loved it. But the food, the produce, everything, the scenery.
I think the beautiful thing about New Zealand is this proximity to the water.
Yeah.
So the whole environment and our te wā that we say in New Zealand is kind of very cool climate. So just that proximity to the ocean, the cool climate that we get from our grapes when we're talking about wine from New Zealand.
Hang on a minute. I've got to interrupt. Mel is also an expert sommelier as well. So she's not just a badass cook. She's an expert sommelier. Can we tell them that flex? About 15 years ago, let's tell them the flex.
About the wine list?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So does anyone know Peter Gordon from the Providores? Yeah, wave your hand. Peter Gordon, yeah. So I worked with Peter Gordon for about 8 years at the Providores, and we turned the wine list to an exclusively New Zealand wine list. So the first exclusively New Zealand wine list, we think, in the Northern Hemisphere, but I'm definitely going to say Europe.
I mean, what a flex that is. Come on, Mel,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So what makes New Zealand wine different from you've got to think it's unique, right?
So I think it's personality and character. So our soils are very fertile. The vines are still very young. We need to bear in mind that New Zealand's only been producing wine commercially for 40 or 50 years. So if we look at the likes of France and Italy and Spain, centuries they've been producing for. So we're very, very young. We've become very successful in such a short space of time, which means, they're very collaborative in the way that they work. So fertile soils, really good growing conditions. So lots of sunshine hours. When we move further south, it gets cooler up towards kind of Auckland, Matakana area. You're looking at more subtropical, so kind of more Bordeaux style blends from that part of the country. But Marlborough, we're looking at obviously Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, I mean, that's a favourite, right? We all love a bit of
I don't really like
you don't? No, it's not my favourite either. Yeah, I never bought a bottle for £5 from Tesco's before. No, not me.
You'd never.
No, never. I haven't. I don't know. I don't know whether to lie or not. I don't. So anyway, let's move on.
Right, sorry.
Brixton Laundry.
Brixton Laundry.
Tell us when it opened.
So we opened 3 months before COVID. So really great time to open a restaurant. The first couple of years, my beautiful executive chef and I spent making general stores and menu boxes and doing everything that we could to stay alive, and we stayed alive.
Yeah.
And kind of throughout that time, being based right in the middle of Brixton. So who's from Brixton around here? Anybody? No,
it was a phone up. I was going to go, no, you're just taking
from
video.
Brixton. Well, this is great. Yeah, you can be from one from Brixton.
I get more of a response. Who's from Wales? There's more people from Wales than Brixton. Isn't that crazy?
I'm off, man. So we're right next to the market, Brixton Village. So really good kind of environment to be in. It's really kind of vibrant and dynamic. There's lots of stuff going on down there now. Lots of new restaurants arriving on the scene. It's definitely kind of gone through its gentrification.
Because we were talking about that, Mel, weren't we?
I think,
yeah.
Can I just do some stuff?
Chop and chat, as they say. Chop and chat.
Do we have another knife?
You need there we go. No knife for you. That's it. You're going to have to use your fists now, Sam. So basically, we were talking about the culinary landscape in Brixton and how that's changed even since you guys have been there. So, I mean, what's changed about it, Mel?
Well, What's changed?
Oh, I
about
don't know.
the
Is that
land-
a tricky question?
The landscape.
Shall I rephrase it?
It is a slightly tricky question. It's definitely gone through gentrification in the last kind of 10 years. So, larger, more commercial style units and restaurants and businesses are kind of entering Brixton, whereas it used to be very kind of market stall area.
Yeah.
So it's changed in that also the Brixton Academy is down there as well, the massive O2. And the last couple of years it's been closed because there was a pretty horrific accident. So the kind of foot traffic down in Brixton hasn't been what it was. So we're now coming back to life. There's loads more concerts going on. There's loads more markets. And, with that becomes more people.
Yeah.
And more people is more excitement, more creativity,
Yeah.
more networks to build, more events to create, all of that stuff.
And does it still have quite, because I always think as Brixtoners have quite an independent heart to it. It's very much a community. So is it still feeling like that to you?
It is, yeah. And it really felt like that throughout COVID. I mean, all of the restaurants and all the people and the chefs down there were very supportive of each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. So, hang on. I've just seen you, cut up some ginger there. What are you going to do with this ginger?
I am. So, yeah, our little trick. Could you open that for me?
Oh, hang on. We got a trick. This is why we're here, people, to learn all of these little chef tricks.
Our
what
little
trick have you got?
So, who cooks with Bavette Steak? Anyone know what Bavette Steak is? Yeah? We love Bavette Steak. Why do we love Bavette Steak?
Because it's cheap.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
And it's delicious. It's amazing. So it's from the kind of around the abdominal, kind of around this area. So typically it's quite a long piece, but we've filleted this down today. The connective tissue is quite aggressive, crazy aggressive. And what we like to do in the restaurant is we tenderize it. So that fresh ginger has an enzyme in it called zangiban. So that really tenderizes our meat. So we smother the bavette in ginger for, when I'm making it at home, I'd say 6 or 8 hours is plenty.
Will it, I mean, this is going to be a stupid question. Will it taste gingery? What if I don't want it to be
they're about
gingery?
to find out, mate.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Hang on. This is a shut up and find out situation. Yeah. No, but I mean, there's lots of other ways to tenderize steak, right? So how did you settle on ginger as one of your favorites?
I just love the flavour of fresh ginger, I think. And you don't get a lot of fresh ginger flavour come through, so after you marinate this, I think we marinate it for 24 hours in the restaurant, we strip all the ginger off it. So you take it off it like that, and then you would cook it. But you want to leave it covered in ginger like this at home in a container, cover it with cling film, pop it in the fridge.
Well, you can see that change in colour almost straight away. I mean,
yeah,
that's
so it's going to oxidize.
Yeah, wonderful. And that's it doing its job, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. And so what's happening over here with Sammy then? What's Sammy? Sammy's got like 1,000 ingredients.
1,000 ingredients. So Café de Paris butter, it's
from Paris.
It's not from Paris.
Oh.
Why would it be from Paris?
Because it's called Café de Paris butter?
No, it's from Switzerland.
Oh, of course. We all knew that, didn't we? Everybody knew that,
so
didn't they?
it is from Switzerland. So not like its name. It's not from Paris. It's from a restaurant called Café de Paris in Geneva in Switzerland. And it was created in the 1940s. So this dish is quite special to me, because my family's from Switzerland, so it's a way that we can kind of bring elements of kind of tradition and philosophy into our cooking and into our menu at the laundry. So the laundry's based very much on kind of old world classic traditional techniques, but with new world spirit.
I love this. And can I ask, where did your passion for cooking come from, Mel? Because clearly you are super passionate about it. The dual heritage, I think, probably helps somewhat, right?
It's just being able to create experiences.
Yeah,
I think making people happy, seeing people with smiles on their face when they're eating and drinking and being merry, there's no better feeling.
Yeah, and I think that's, people often say to, us that are in hospitality, why do you do it? And I think you're right. I mean, that's the number one reason is we're feeders.
We're feeders, yeah.
We love to feed people, and we love to make people happy with food.
We do.
So what have you? So you're gonna start getting these bavettes.
So
on?
we pre-prepared some marinated bavettes for everybody.
Wonderful. That's very kind. Have you got enough? They're a hungry crowd.
Yes, we've got enough. So we've just marinated these for 24 hours, and you can see how the colour's changed ever such a little bit.
Yeah. It has, because bavette or anglais or hanger steak, it's got a few names. It's actually quite a dark.
What's it called in Spanish, love?
Don't know. You tell me.
I think it's arrachera. Who's from Spain? Who's Spanish?
No, we need.
No
No,
one.
we just got rid
Cool.
of our
It's
two Tex-Mex
out of
guys,
cheddar.
so we don't know. But it's actually quite a dark red meat. But you can see, like, the oxidization is actually really lifted up that color in it. So, I mean, it's quite a tender piece of meat. So why are we tenderizing it anyway?
It's not a tender piece of meat.
It is a tender piece of meat.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's the connective tissue that
That
makes
you're trying to break down. There's the right answer.
You're trying to test me.
I'll set them up, you knock them down. That's the way we're going to do it. So, I mean, and so you're just giving them salt, so they don't get any salt during that marinating process.
No
It's
salt.
just ginger.
No salt at
Yeah.
all, just ginger. So we're going to salt and pepper it. But the really key thing with cooking bavette or flank or hanger or whatever you want to call it is you don't really want to cook it anything more than medium rare. If you cook it medium, well done, it's going to be too tough. It's going to be really, really gritty and not very nice to eat. So we only want to cook it about medium rare.
Yeah, wonderful. And then, you know, what else is on the menu at the Brixton Laundry? Tell us.
What else is on the menu?
What can we have? Because you said you're open all day, right?
So we're open from 8:30 Monday to Friday, and then 10 a.m. on the weekend. So on the weekend is brunch and then Sunday roast. But Monday to Friday we do breakfast until 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
Oh, that's reasonable. Don't you hate a restaurant that stops doing breakfast at like 11:15? You're like, dude, I need it till 12 o'clock. Till 3 on a Saturday? Hang on. No, this is my kind of place.
Yeah, but this is New Zealand and Australian culture, isn't it? We go out for brunch at 1, 2 o'clock.
I'm with you on this. And then we were also talking about, you know, how big your restaurant is. I mean, how many covers in your restaurant now?
So I think we can see about 120 in total. We've got a massive big terrace that we can fit between 60 and 70, and then inside another 30 on the ground floor, and then downstairs we've got 2 group dining areas. So one that seats 20 and one that seats 16. So Christmas parties.
Get in touch. Get in touch.
Too early for the C word?
No, I think it's never too early for the C. Well, I think as soon as you get past August, right? It's all right to say the C word, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
No, I don't know. I made that up.
We're not really August yet.
Right, there we go. And then, so then you're open, did you say Wednesday to Saturday? Wednesday to Sunday, of course.
7 days
Sunday
a week.
brunch. 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
That's quite an operation then. How many staff do you employ for a place that big?
It's 33 on
Wow, come on. I mean, that's great for the local economy as well.
Isn't
you know?
it?
That's
Employing
loads of
local
jobs.
people.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. And you know, this is what independents do as well. You know, they just, you know, so great for the local economy. And so what made you settle in Brixton then, Mel, of all places? I guess you could have opened a restaurant anywhere, right?
Well, it was the building that found me, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we're based, as the name says, in an old laundry. So it was a laundry for 119 years, and it was owned by the same family. So it's a beautiful, big, orange, brick-faced building, and the front is actually original facade.
Yeah. Is it listed? Is it great?
It's a listed facade. So it's a beautiful building, and it used to do all the linen and laundry for the big hotels on Park Lane in kind of the late 70s and early 80s.
I love that.
So all the kind of cars would drive up and collect all the fresh linen and then go service all the hotels. So much of the building I've tried to kind of honor and keep and preserve to kind of keep the old philosophy and keep it alive.
Is there any remnants of the old laundry there, for
There's
example?
we've kept the old brick exposed walls inside the ground floor dining area.
Yeah. There wasn't a couple of washing machines that you could do your tablecloth.
No, there wasn't.
No, okay.
There
fair
wasn't.
enough. Yeah, go through a lot. So Mel, how can people find you on? Can we find you on Instagram if we want to come and check you out?
Everybody
maybe
can
book a
find us on
table?
Instagram. So we're at Brixton Laundry on Instagram. And if you tag us today and tag Metopia, when you book your table and come for dinner, you'll get a free margarita.
Oh,
Hey!
come on. Hang on, everybody's just perked up there, Mel.
I know.
Everybody's just all of a sudden, I don't know, I think I was boring them until you said that. That's amazing. So what is it? Tell us that again, because we all want the free margarita. So they can book online?
So no, they just have to tag us.
Tag
us on Instagram.
Right, can we see some photos, please? We need some photos of the girls in action with a tag, #Metopia.
And then come down for dinner, book your table for dinner, bring your friends, and have a free margarita.
Oh,
So
come
our
on, I can't
signature
say
drink
further
is
than
a
that.
cucumber margarita. So I went all the way to Mexico to make sure that our cucumber margarita was the best in Brixton. And
I mean, that sounds like such a chore.
I know, it was
like you
really
had to go
hard.
all that way.
It was
and did you
really
have
hard.
to drink a lot of margaritas?
I did, yeah. There was a lot of tequila.
Yeah,
there was a lot of
yeah,
tequila.
good. They're taking one for the team, Mel. That's a real development chef there.
Right?
So can I just talk about these ingredients that are in front of me? I'm going to try and protect the parsley and the bits from flowing away. We are under a bit of weather. Can I use this? Yeah. There we go. And then if I kind of straddle that. So tell us what's in Café de Paris butter.
Okay, so I think the original recipe, I think, has about 28 ingredients in it.
Yes, exactly.
Does it? Can you name them all? Come on. 22, go.
Yeah, just a half-hour demo. Yeah, just a half-hour demo. So first of all, I think the butter
we've got some whipped butter here. So we want to whip butter so it's nice and light and fluffy. So we've pre-prepared some of that here.
So just in a food processor, just put butter in?
In a Hobart machine with a pedal.
Okay,
I would do it
in a food processor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. If anybody's got like 150
Could you do it in a
Robo?
Yeah, butter in a RoboCoupe then. Chef
So
says
do you just you don't put any milk in the butter?
No.
You just whip in the butter till it's nice and fluffy.
Yep.
And then what else have we got?
So we've got anchovies.
Lovely.
We've got shallots, we've got thyme, we've got tarragon, we've got parsley, capers, garlic, curry powder, ketchup, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, mustard.
Oh my God! I mean, it's just.
Worcester sauce. Where's the Worcester?
Yeah, I think.
Worcester. There.
I like the way you got vegan Worcester sauce to go with the.
Yeah, but
Bavette
has everyone
Steak.
seen our?
Vegans eat free. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing on the menu here at Metopia on their stall that you can have, but you know. But I love Café de Paris butter. I think it's just one of my favorite things ever. And you're right. So if you can make this at home, you just said store it in the freezer. So because it is quite prep heavy, right?
Yeah, like if you're having a dinner party or a barbecue, this is the type of thing that you just want to keep in the freezer. So make a bigger batch of it. Roll it up in some cling film or some Glad wrap, pop it in the freezer, and then you can just slice off a couple of pieces when you come to having guests around for a barbecue, chucking it on your steak, and it's amazing.
Delicious. And then can I, because we were talking backstage how I messed up the last lot of Café de Paris butter I made because I chose the wrong curry powder. I mean, do you make your own blend? Or is there one that I should buy to make my...
What's our curry powder, chef?
A mild one, just
I
a
wouldn't
mild
use
curry
anything
powder.
that's too hot.
Right, yeah, so you just want a mild, because this isn't a spicy butter, right?
We're just going to... What's that? Did someone say something down here? Sorry.
No.
I thought somebody was yelling something about curry powder.
No. So yeah, so you just combine. So what are you doing there? You're just...
Well, it's just because it's cold, even though it's the middle of summer.
Oh, right, okay. She's just warming the butter up. I mean, like usually in Meatopia, we're frying more than the meat. But we've got a little chill day, which is perfect for barbecue. I think this is perfect barbecue weather.
It is, isn't it?
So you just you're just moving up that butter, and then you're putting the ingredients in as Sammy is just turning that over. I mean, it already looks amazing. And those bavettes are cooking very quickly, aren't they?
Yeah, so it literally just sear on each side. Like I say, you don't want to cook it any further than kind of medium rare.
Yeah, no, it looks
Medium's
great.
going to be a bit tough and gritty.
And then so with using the ginger, does that help with the cooking of it as well?
No.
Yeah, so it's not cooking any quicker just because it's had that little ginger marinade?
No.
Yeah, so some marinades you can put on, and it sort of speeds up the cooking process a little bit.
No, I don't think it does in this case.
No, it just, I mean, it's already looking fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that butter melting, Sammy?
Not yet.
Yeah, because that's the thing with whipped butter, it goes soft very quickly, so you've got to kind of keep it in the freezer.
Right, so we're getting in our last little bits and bobs for this
So
butter
is that
now.
some mustard?
That was some mustard, yeah.
Lovely. And then this is our paprika. And then ketchup. Trusty
Oh,
a little bit of sweetness to that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Heinz, yeah, it's not Waddies.
Hi.
For the Kiwis in the building.
The Kiwis are not what he's... Sorry you have to suffer that one. And then you've got some chopped capers there as well, which have just add a lovely sharpness to it.
Do you need some more of that, Chef? We're doing this by eye today. Usually in the restaurant we're very consistent with our recipes.
But I love it. But that's part
already.
of it, isn't it? So you've got to do it by eye, just until you're absolutely sure that that's what it wants.
Lemon?
And a bit of lemon juice for sharpness.
Yeah, man.
Superb.
Right. Bit of that. that went in already.
There we go. So that's all coming together really beautifully. So the restaurant is open today, Mel. You've got your 33 strong team. But didn't you say earlier
not
on... Not
33 at one time.
No, of course. Well, they're going to do shifts. That's how restaurants work. But you said a few of them have been up here doing some shifts as well.
We had half of our senior team here with us this morning, and then they swapped over with the senior team that were in the restaurant. So everybody's on a double today.
And I love, and that's because they want to have the experience of Meatopia.
Isn't it?
I mean, isn't that cool? And that's great that you've given them that
How many
as well.
years have you been at Meatopia now?
Since 2016.
Have you?
Yeah, 2016. So this is like, if I could do math, I would guess maybe 9. Is that 8? I can't do math. I'll do 8. I'll do 8. It's close, isn't it? Thank you. Is that your specialist subject? I'm glad you're sat at the front row. Thank you. Yeah, 8 years. 8 years. We were, you know, a young barbecue business, and very much like you guys, when you get that call that you get invited to Meatopia. I mean, like, it's quite the feeling, you know. It means, you know, it's very validating for a chef and a fire chef to be invited to Meatopia. You know, and I'm not just saying this because I'm biased, but this is the greatest fire festival in Europe. There's nothing else like it. The talent that is scouted to be here is just incredible. And preparations for next year will start next week. So, you know, it takes almost...
Not even a week off?
No, not even. They barely get a week off, Mel. They barely get a week off because they're looking for stars. They're trying to get this in people's diaries for next year. Yeah, so it's an incredible event to come to. How have you found it, Mel, as your first time here?
I think it's been incredible. I mean, we've sold out of ribs half an hour ago, I think.
Oh, super.
That was our 700 portions.
Yes, come on for a sellout. Let's have a clap for a sellout.
Sadly, we won't be here until 10 o'clock tonight, but some people will be.
We can have a drink together now, I guess. Yeah, superb.
But it's been amazing. You know, the support and seeing everybody come down and seeing familiar faces from the restaurant has been truly amazing.
Yeah, and then, you know, fire cooking. You said you don't really do a lot of fire cooking at the restaurant, but this is in your blood, right?
Yeah, well, I grew up on campfires in New Zealand and managed to enjoy, you know, the dynamic nature of New Zealand and the environment down there. So, you know, it was second nature to me growing up cooking on fire, and I still try and get away camping as much as possible.
Yeah. And Sammy's from Australia, right? So, I mean, there's barbecue in Sammy's blood too.
There is, yeah. We just don't talk about pavlova because we don't know who's responsible for it.
Right, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a keen debate, isn't it?
It gets really awkward.
Now. She's just Australia.
It's Kiwi, yeah, see?
Here we go, it's dividing the room. So, Mel, if you were invited back, would you come back next year?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing.
I mean, it's such a great experience to be here as well.
I mean, my eyes are a bit sore, but...
That's the birdcage for you. Luckily, it's been a bit windy today, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, can we get some serving?
Are you ready? Are you done?
Well, we're nearly ready.
Yeah.
Couple of minutes.
Yeah, well,
here she is.
And it also it blows away at the rate of knots as well. So would you have a signature dish on at the laundry?
This is it.
This is the signature dish.
This is the signature dish. Yeah. So this has been on the menu. There's only kind of 2 things that have been on the menu since we opened.
Yeah.
Which was this and our chocolate chip cookie served with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, I guess
warm
this sounds
cookie.
incredible. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, we all need a warm cookie.
You know, it's all about food that's accessible, that's not too fussy, that's using classical techniques.
Yeah.
You know, warm chocolate chip cookie reminds me of my childhood, and I think probably a lot of people will feel the same. So making it really good quality with really good chocolate, putting vanilla ice cream on top. Yeah. Likewise with steak frites and Bavette, using Bavette and Café de Paris.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
just really traditional, but, you know, just with a bit of funk.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and I love it. And so I'm assuming we can have a great wine list as well.
We have an amazing wine list.
So we're going to come for the booze, come for the wine.
Yeah. It's a short but perfectly formed wine list.
I mean, because cellar and warehousing a lot of wine.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of space.
Do you change it, Mel? Do you change it regularly, or
we try and do it with the seasons? Yeah, so we try and flow with the seasons, both with our food. So Sammy works really hard on working with producers, making sure that we're using as much local produce as possible, making sure that we're using seasonal ingredients whenever we can, and bringing those to light in the restaurant as frequently as we can. But the main menu changes will happen with the seasons. And then we have a kind of a seasonal board. We don't like to say it's a special board. We call it a seasonal board.
Oh, I like the reinvention of that. Yeah.
So it's dishes that kind of flow with the season. seasons.
No, I love that. Well, listen, we are coming to the end of our demo, but like, listen, we're in no rush. We can wait for these steaks to be cooked. I just want to say congratulations on the Brixton Laundry.
Thank you.
Starting a restaurant in probably the worst of times.
The worst time.
But making it work.
Yeah.
We're incredibly proud of you. We're incredibly proud that
Thank
you're
you.
here at Metopia, representing the women. I love nothing more than to see women on stage and women fire starters. It just fills me with absolute joy, because we are out there and we're bloody good at it, frankly. Ladies and
Pour
gentlemen,
some hot water in here.
please put your
we'll
hands
just bring the pot
together
over.
for Mel and Sammy from the Brixton Laundry!
Does everyone want to eat some Bavette Steak now?
Yeah! All right, I say stamp, you say Pete.
Come up
Stampede,
here.
stampede.
I'll get rid of the yellow board.
I got to stop saying that, sorry. It's probably really dangerous for me to ask you to stampede, isn't it?